Hello and welcome everyone. This is Amy of AJC Magic TV. Just checking in, taking a break right now. I'm back to work. Super jealous of everyone that's running around Disney Springs, even though it's just third party places. But it seems like um, a lot of people there. Different things are open, different restaurants trying it out. Tons of vloggers, YouTubers, and people checking out what's open next week. Some of the Disney property stores will be opening. Um, so it looked like it was a pretty quiet day. I'm sure as the day goes on, anybody that's there working during the day, depending on their occupation and they live in the area, I'm sure they're going to want to go check it out later and stuff. But also, there are people that are still being cautious, which is understandable. I'm not sure what the hours are um, at Disney Springs today. I know Universal City Walk is usually 4 to 10. Hello, Penguin Master. How are you today? On a break from schoolwork. But so I was just checking in, saying hello, do a quick live. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button. That would be much appreciated. I don't know if any of you have been checking out any of the footage of different people streaming. I know Mouse Talk was just streaming, Orlando Mike, Corey Meets World, that's a big one, Jen Some Emporium. And it's pretty interesting to see where they're all at in different places. I'm sure tonight there'll be a ton of vlogs out there showing what they did and around and meeting all the different people walking around. Um, so it looked like fun. The weather looked beautiful. I mean, just to go and hang out and everything. And then, of course, when they start opening up, I know next the 27th they're supposed to start opening. So, hello, T. Marie Photography and Tori Camilla. I thought I would do some a little bit of trivia questions, just character 10 great Disney trivia questions that I had found. It's just going to be a quick live on a break time type of item, and I just want to stop in and say hello, talk about the other Disney, the news of Disney Springs reopening. It looked like it was pretty well organized. All the different stores had the lines outside for social distancing, paper menus and stuff. I know Corey was eating at the Frontiero Cucina restaurant. I know he was going to try out some other places. I don't know if he gotten to some other places yet, because I've been switching around to various streams to see what they were doing. I saw a few people going into the boathouse and others just kind of wandering around. So it looked really beautiful. It didn't look overcrowded. I'm sure they're limiting how many people come in and check it out. I don't know. And so, and I know later on today, it's usually a big streaming night with everyone, starting with the Disney Nerd Herders at 7 p.m. And then at 8 o'clock p.m. is D&G Explorers. And there's usually some other people on around those same times. Then, of course, at 9:30, or I'm sorry, 9 p.m., this and that crew. I'm sure they're, I'm not sure what their whole topic is, but I know Zippity Doodad and his family, congratulations to them on their new Musketeer baby boy going to be coming sometime later this year in the end of October, November, beginning of November. So congratulations to Patrick, Nicole, and PJ. That's pretty exciting news. I'm sure there'll be some baby talk all around, and a lot of I know Triple P and his wife are expecting pretty soon a baby girl. So a lot of those or a lot of the Shep nights could probably be fun. Talking baby talk with Patrick and not get on there, especially with all the new babies coming around. But congratulations to all of them. I'm not sure if anybody is on here, but I'm going to go ahead and put out the trivia questions. If you're watching the replay, you can guess yourself what characters they are. And I do thank you for joining. If you did watch the replay, please make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Leave a comment. Let me know how you did on the quiz. And also, if you're new watching, please consider subscribing. So we'll go from there. The first question is, I became a prisoner in a magical castle where I met a clock, a candlestick, and a teapot. Who am I? I'll read the question again. I became a prisoner in a magical castle where I met a clock, a candlestick, and a teapot. Who am I? And T. Marie Photography gets it with Bell. Way to go, T. Marie. And I see Penguin Master came in a close second. The next question is, my conscience followed me around and drove me crazy, but he was right about a lot of stuff, especially the whale. Who am I? My conscience followed me around and drove me crazy, but he was right about a lot of stuff, especially the whale. Who am I? Not Pinocchio. Although the way the question sounds, it should be Pinocchio, but that's not who they're looking for. They're looking for the name of his conscience. His conscience. And T. Marie gets it with Jiminy Cricket. Way to go, T. Marie. Good answer. It is Jiminy Cricket. Here we go. Next question. I am not the nicest person, but I love good furs. I think black and white fur will be the best kind, especially the soft puppy fur. Who am I? I am not the nicest person, but I love good furs. I think black and white fur will be the best kind, especially the soft puppy fur. Who am I? And T. Marie Photography gets it again with Cruella de Vil. Cruella de Vil. I need to learn to spell her name, yes. I usually have a hard time too, especially the last name. And usually people write it all differently, but it is Cruella de Vil. Penguin Master, you're coming in second on that one. I met John Smith when he came to my home, and my people have welcomed him in and started to work together. We painted the colors of the wind. Who am I? I met John Smith when he came to my home, and my people welcomed him in and worked together. We painted the color of the wind. Who am I? And Penguin Master, T. Marie Photography gets it, although Penguin Master spelled it right first. But I'll give you both a point, T. Marie and Penguin Master. You know what though, sometimes I know I'm spelling it and I think I'm hitting the letter A and it'll hit the next letter over. So sometimes that happens, but it is Pocahontas. And Pocahontas on this one, they have it spelled Pocahontas. So Pocahontas. Okay, next question. When my dad died, I ran away because I thought it was my fault. I met some friends and they took care of me until my childhood friend found me and told me how much my family needed me. Who am I? And Penguin Master gets it with 2 T. Marie Photography. Simba. I'm sorry, 4 to 2 T. Marie Photography. 4 to 2. I am a good guy who enjoys the outdoors and I save people and animals. I'm a frontier hero. Who am I? I am a good guy who enjoys the outdoors and I save people and animals. I'm a frontier hero. Who am I? And it's an actual real, it's not an animated person. It is a live action person. So that may help or may not help. And if not, then I'll go through the choices. And T. Marie Photography gets it with Davy Crockett. Davy Crockett. Way to go, T. Marie. They took my mom away when she got mad at people being mean to me. But when I learned to fly, it was great. Who am I? They took my mom away when she got mad at people being mean to me. But when I learned to fly, it was great. Who am I? And T. Marie got it again with Dumbo. Dumbo. Question number 8. My dad grounded me from adventuring and collecting the stuff I like to collect. I made some bad decisions and ran away, but my dad was still there for me, and now I'm married to my prince. Who am I? And Penguin Master gets it with Ariel. Ariel, way to go, Penguin Master. It is Ariel. The next question. I was on the street. They weren't the best of animals, but I found a home for a while. Who am I? Not Aladdin. I was on the streets and a group of dogs took me in. They weren't the best of animals, but I found a home for a while. Who am I? And T. Marie Photography gets it with Oliver. Oliver. That one was kind of tough when I looked at the answers because they didn't have this and Scamp. And I figured, well, it had to have been Oliver because they talked about dogs and they weren't the best of animals. So Oliver is a cat. Way to go, T. Marie. And the final question is, my dad married a woman who hated me. She wants everything her way. It wasn't too bad until my dad died and she treated me really bad. Who am I? And T. Marie Photography gets it with Cinderella. Cinderella. Way to go, T. Marie, on that. And those were the 10 questions. T. Marie ended up getting them all, almost all of them, 3 or 4. But way to go. I'll ask a couple more because I have a little bit more time. So I'll ask, yes, good game. I'll ask about 5 more questions. So we'll see if you guys know these answers. And remember them because I may have to bring them out again sometime. In The Sword and the Stone, what does Merlin call the greatest force on Earth? In The Sword and the Stone, what does Merlin call the greatest force on Earth? And a lot of times at Christmas they always have peace, joy, and blank. And T. Marie Photography gets it with love. With love. Here we go. Next question. In Aladdin, what is the name of Jasmine's pet tiger? In Aladdin, what is the name of Jasmine's pet? And T. Marie Photography gets it with Raja. And you actually spelled it correctly. Everybody always forgets to put the H at the end. But Raja has an H at the end and you got it correctly. Here we go. Next question. In Peter Pan, Captain Hook had a hook on which one of his hands? In Peter Pan, Captain Hook had a hook on which one of his hands? And T. Marie Photography gets it with his left hand. His left hand. Here is one more question. What is now considered the fastest ride in Walt Disney World? What is now considered the fastest ride in Walt Disney World? I was actually kind of surprised because it feels fast, but it doesn't seem to go that fast. But it is the fastest ride at Walt Disney World. And T. Marie Photography gets it with Test Track. Test Track. I'm looking for 2 more questions, and I will go ahead and end the stream. When does Mary Poppins... Hello, Monarch Moments, no problem. It's not Amy. Oh, okay, no problem, T. Marie. Hello, Garrett. But when does Mary Poppins say she will leave the Banks house? When does Mary Poppins say she will leave the Banks house? It's not when they no longer need her. Although that is the point, but that's not the correct answer. Oh, okay. Monarch Moments. I did see that you... I thought that was Arnie's name, and then I wasn't sure. So, yes. Yeah, I thought I'd quickly come out and do a stream. I know a lot of people are watching all the... it's not when she's done. It is because I'll go ahead and give the answer. When does Mary Poppins say she will leave the Banks house? When the wind changes direction. When the wind changes direction. Although, um, although I'm thinking it is probably when she feels she's done because the wind's changing direction. Ah, okay, yes, she did get it. Sorry. Thank you. Good job, Tina. Hello, Dennis Algazi. Welcome in. Driving. Cannot read drive. No problem, Rhonda. Welcome in. I'm just on a short break. I was just talking about the Disney Springs reopening and okay. I'll give Garrett a point. That way he's one ahead of Jeff. Because she's running around Disney Springs there. Rhonda, do you have? Well, welcome in. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I hope they vlogged their meal there at Disney Springs, unless they took it to go. They were supposed to eat at Wolfgang Puck's. It looked like a lot of the places I know when Corey was sitting there eating. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, Dennis, for dropping in. But when Corey Meets World, I know he was there with his Marshmallow Man, which is his brother, and they were sitting outside on the patio of the Frontier Cucina. I've been twisting around the different streams to see what other people are doing and how they have different places spaced out, because I had some friends, they were going to be eating at the boathouse, and Corey was just going to be snacking along the way. And I know This Our Dreams, I know they weren't filming, they were just going and hanging. Did you get video? No. I wish I was down there. That's why I said to Angela, I'm like, next week, the actual Disney store, the World of Disney, is supposed to, oh, thank you, guys. The actual World of Disney is supposed to open next Wednesday, or whatever day May 27th is. And I was like, I should come down for a couple of days. But I don't know if outside hotels, I know the Disney resorts aren't open, but I was curious about like the Marriotts and the different hotels that are in and around the area, if they're accepting guests or not. I'll have to call and check and see. Or just sleep in the backyard of Jeff and Angela there and get wet by their sprinklers. Kroger's. Because it would be just fun to go hang out and walk around Disney Springs, go over to Universal City Walk and just take a look around. Yeah, it's hard to not want to be in those parks and stuff, but I've been there often. That, just be fun to go hang out and see who's around and meet people and stuff like that. So I'll be curious to see later on if my cousin goes like this week after work, or we'll go down on Saturday to Disney Springs, because usually she just pops in on Saturdays and meets a few friends. And I know she's gone to other places with some friends, so it's just fun. Oh yes, I know there's everybody. I know you're talking about some type of celebrity that was in a store that Rhonda was at. So Rhonda saw a celebrity today at Walmart or somewhere like that. Ah, okay. So I missed your stream that you were live walking around a store or whatever. Probably because I was busy switching around to all the other people. Yes, only approach celebrities when they are working. Oops. Working on an event. Otherwise, their private lives should be respected, especially with their children around. Yes, that's correct. And I don't usually do that. Although I know Josh DeMoro was walking around Disney Springs this morning, and I know Corey passed him a few times, so I definitely probably would have at least distance, talked to him, thanked him for all his service and everything he's done in his position before he moves on to his new position, and probably did a social distancing picture like Corey kind of did, and with them standing a few feet apart. And I saw a few people doing that, so it's pretty great to see him out and about and go around before he moves on to his next level position. So that's really cool. Well, I'm gonna get back to going inside to work. So I do thank you all for popping in. Yes, I did drop a video last night. Monarch Moment, the drive up in Mount Washington area. Angela grew up around there. Oh, okay. This is with Goofy, no problem. You must have made a comment somewhere if Garrett said you met a celebrity, and I missed it there. But if you're curious to see the neighborhood that Angela grew up in from This Our Dreams, I did a drive through up there because it's actually, a lot of you were on my stream on Saturday where you can go to the edge of the mountain area. It's called Mount Washington, and they have overlooks, and you can see down over the hill into downtown Pittsburgh and the rivers and see all kinds of places. And I decided I would drive around and do a POV that way. So I see a lot of people in stores. I told Mary. Yeah, that's funny. Usually the only celebrities, if I'm lucky, I don't really recognize them too much unless they're like the real popular sports figures. But that's about it. Cool was watching it and got distracted. Yes. And I do have another one I'll be dropping later. We drove through one of the parks out in an area by where I live. I just need to edit off some of the driving part of it. So, oh, no problem. Yes, they do live, yeah, you have to go more east and then a little bit north. But they probably live about 2 hours, two and a half, maybe 3 hours at the most, depending on the construction and which way you decide to go. But yeah, they do live pretty close, about a 2 hour drive or so. It just depends on how far past the one town area where they live. Because I know, when Steve was flying around visiting Shep and them, and then I know like Stacy Rogers, she lives on the eastern side, and there's other people in chats and stuff that live on the eastern side of Pennsylvania, and they wanted to do like a meetup if Steve would ever go back to Brandy and Dave's. But since all the this and that guys went, but it was like their secret meeting place at Dave's hunting cabin or their family cabin or cottage. Hello, Danny. Welcome in. Nothing. I just did some a little bit of trivia. I'm on a break. I'm gonna have to go back inside here in a little bit. And I was just I opened up with talking about Disney Springs and how it looked like it wasn't too busy and pretty well controlled, and people social distancing and wearing their masks, except when they were sitting at the restaurants and everything like that. And then I did some trivia, and Penguin Master and Team Marie Photography are playing, because at that time that's all that was in the chat. But Team Marie actually ended up winning, but because Penguin Master jumped in a little bit later. And then I was just chatting with them about the video that I did driving around Mount Washington and down through Pittsburgh to PNC Park. And then I have another video I'll be dropping later, or probably tomorrow, and it's driving to one of the parks and through the park. Yes, it was. And then he was talking and harassing Rhonda, teasing Rhonda about all the famous people she meets. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. And yeah, there'll probably be more ride-alongs once some of my help is allowed to come back out for and social distance and stuff once things kind of clear up and they finish school or maybe on the weekends. Things are pretty much, oh, no problem. Thank you, Danny. That's okay. That's fine. I may go live a little bit later when I get home, but it's just a matter of what time I get home and what's going on. But and I know right now we're in a stage yellow, which is allowing certain businesses to open up and everything. But for everything to really open up, it would have to be a stage green. And then possibly my assistants can help with the drive arounds. My brother was driving the car and I held the camera myself so that way I could chat with people or whatever. And that one was just a regular video. Okay, everyone, I do thank you for joining. Have a great day. I may see you a little bit later. If not, have a great evening. Do you go live today, Danny? You're going live at least at 11 p.m. I know that, but I didn't know if you would do that too. Yes, I do have a mask. Everything. So, okay, you'll be on at 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. Okay, so we will possibly see you then. Have a good one, everyone, and let the adventures begin. Bye, everyone. Thank you for joining. Bye.